If you picked 100 times, the best rookie of 1996 would without a doubt still be Allen Iverson. He put on a scoring show almost every night, bringing individual heroism to the extreme. But this time, he was destined to have nothing to do with that award, because he ran into the reborn Kobe Bryant. This time, scoring would no longer be the only answer. Not long ago, Iverson went absolutely crazy at the start of the season. He dropped 50 points on the Cavaliers, tearing apart every defense with his ghost-like drives. He kept crossing over defenders from the Bucks, and the highlights replayed all over America. His average points per game kept climbing, firmly holding the top spot among rookies. The answer became a name that echoed through the league. He became Philadelphia's lone hero. Even though the team struggled, nothing could overshadow the brilliance of his numbers. He was the symbol of rebellion, the street king who broke into the NBA's temple. However, on the West Coast in Los Angeles, Kobe had taken a completely different path. He came off the bench steadily as the sixth man, but his influence far exceeded that of a normal substitute. Then the official rookie statistics were released, and a shocking phenomenon appeared. Iverson was first in scoring with an average of 23.5 points per game. Kobe was fifth, averaging only 14.1 points. Kobe's scoring didn't stand out at all, but look at the other leaderboards. He was second in assists with 5.9 per game, and first in steals with 1.8. Iverson ranked right below him. Even more astonishing, in the shooting percentage chart for guards, Kobe ranked first among rookies at 45.6%, far surpassing Iverson. This meant that although Kobe scored less, he did it with fewer attempts, higher efficiency, and huge defensive contributions. His impact on team victories even surpassed Iverson's. More importantly, the Lakers were among the top teams in the West, while Philadelphia's record was filled with losses, forming a sharp contrast. At that point, the Media's tone became interesting. They couldn't ignore Iverson's scoring performances, but neither could they overlook Kobe's efficiency and versatility. Thus, the concept of Eastern and Western twin stars was born. Sports Illustrated even used a composite photo of the two on its cover with the headline, "Different Roads, Same Genius." The term East Iverson, West Kobe instantly set off heated discussions among fans. Of course, Iverson's scoring says it all, some argued. But Kobe's efficiency wins games, others shot back. Kobe's got Shaq, someone yelled. AI gets double-teamed every time, another replied. But can AI defend like Kobe, others countered. The debate created enormous buzz. In the Lakers locker room, Shaquille O'Neal laughed and tossed a towel toward Kobe. "Hey kid Kobe, the media says you're just as good as that little guy from Philly. What do you think?" Kobe caught the towel, wiped his sweat, and smiled faintly. "He's strong," he said calmly, "but his team's losing, and us." He looked around. "We're winning, that's what really matters." The moment those words came out, every teammate nodded with respect. Head coach Harris praised him endlessly in interviews. "Kobe is the most special rookie I've ever seen," he said. "He's nothing like a 17-year-old rookie, why not the best?" However, when all these comments reached Philadelphia, Iverson scoffed at the idea. "Oh, Fiast Iverson, West Kobe," he smirked. "Wait until I get to Los Angeles. I'll let my performance do the talking." He only believed in his own way. At the same time, after finishing practice, Kobe looked at the newspaper headline East Iverson, West Kobe. There was no motion in his eyes. "Twin stars of the East and West," he murmured. "Good. That's exactly one step in my plan." But he never saw himself on the same level as Iverson, because his sights were already set beyond his rookie season, on something much farther away. Their two stars wouldn't last for long. Time came to November 1st, 1996, the Los Angeles Lakers season opener. Their opponent, the run-and-gun Phoenix Suns. Kobe, wearing jersey number 8, sat quietly at the end of the bench. His heart, however, was cold and burning with excitement, because he knew his era began today. But as the game started, the Lakers were immediately stunned. They couldn't keep up with the Suns' pace at all. Their perimeter defense was riddled with holes. During the first timeout, the Lakers were already trailing. Coach Harris frowned deeply. He needed a game changer. His eyes swept across the bench, then stopped on the 17-year-old kid. "Kobe, you are in, replace Nick." Harris' orders were crystal clear. "Match their speed, shut down their shooters, steady the offense." Kobe jumped to his feet, tore off his warm-up shirt, and his eyes instantly sharpened like blades. The announcer introduced him in a flat, formulaic tone. From Lower Merion High School, Kobe Bryant, making his NBA debut. The words had barely fallen before Kobe's actions stunned the entire arena. The Suns' sharpshooter Rex Chapman was running wildly through screens, but Kobe moved like a ghost, predicting every route, sticking to him so tightly he couldn't even touch the ball. The Suns' rhythm immediately broke down. "Nice defense," shouted teammate Eddie Jones. Now it was the Lakers' turn to attack. Kobe calmly brought the ball past half court, nothing like a rookie. He didn't go one-on-one. Instead, within a split second, he spotted an open teammate in the corner. With a flick of his wrist, he sent a low skipping pass slicing through the defense. The teammate caught it and drained a three-pointer. "Great pass," Jones shouted, pointing at Kobe. On the next possession, Suns star Kevin Johnson tried to back him down, thinking experience would win. But to his shock, this high school kid stood like a mountain. He couldn't budge him. He forced up a shot. The ball clanged off the rim. Kobe had already spun around, perfectly positioned, and snatched the rebound. He didn't rush the fast break. Instead, he fed the ball to Shaquille O'Neal in the post, then immediately cut without the ball, dragging defenders away and clearing one side for the big man. Shaq smiled wide, bulldozed his way in, and scored easily. In just a few minutes. One suffocating defensive stand. One brilliant assist. One key rebound. One flawless play. The commentator's tone completely changed. Kobe's presence brought instant order to both ends. The Suns' two stars looked at each other, faces tightening. This high school kid hadn't come here to learn. He came to dominate. When the first quarter buzzer sounded, Kobe hadn't scored a single point, yet he had completely changed the course of the game. Not only that, but since he entered, the Lakers had taken the lead. As he walked off, Coach Harris gave him a high five. Shaq laughed, rubbing his head. Nice job, kid. The teammates' looks shifted from doubt to amazement. But this was only the beginning. During the break, the coach made a clear decision. Kobe, you're running the second unit. I need your defense and playmaking. Focus on efficiency. Kobe's eyes locked in. He nodded firmly. He knew his time had just begun. The second quarter began, and Suns guard Kevin Johnson decided to teach the rookie a lesson. He signaled his teammates to clear out, ready to go one-on-one. He dribbled between his legs repeatedly, changing rhythm unpredictably. But Kobe's footwork was lightning fast. His balance rock solid, a web trapping KJ completely. Frustrated, KJ forced a fadeaway jumper. The moment he jumped, Kobe sprang up like a coiled spring, his fingertips nearly brushing KJ's eyes. The ball missed badly. Kobe immediately grabbed the rebound, and without even looking, launched a full-court pass like a guided missile, finding a teammate streaking ahead for an easy layup. The entire arena erupted. The commentators went crazy. Incredible defense, full-court assist, Kobe Bryant is taking over the game. From that moment, the game turned into Kobe's personal showcase. When defenders collapsed on him, he dished impossible assists for dunks. On the wing, he threw behind the head passes that defied logic. On defense, he was everywhere like a shadow, steals, deflections, pressure. In the final minute before halftime, Kobe pulled down another rebound, calmly dribbled down the clock, and assisted a teammate for a buzzer-beating jumper. Halftime score, Lakers up by 9. The box score showed Kobe with 4 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal, and most shockingly, 0 turnovers. With him on the court, the Lakers outscored the Suns by 15, the best mark of any player. During the halftime show, the analysts were speechless. 0 turnovers. He's not a rookie, he plays like a 10-year veteran. In the locker room, teammates shouted, Hey, B, you were one step away from a triple-double. Shaq threw his arm around him, laughing, keep it up, kid, you were playing like an all-star. But Kobe stayed calm. He didn't even glance at the stat sheet, because he knew the real slaughter was coming in the second half. Kobe had used a frighteningly mature performance to announce his arrival to the league. But this was only half-time. The real show was just beginning. When the third quarter started, the Suns launched an all-out counterattack. They triple-teamed Shaq, fouling aggressively. Shaq kicked the ball back out. 2 quick passes later, it reached Kobe's hands. Everyone thought he would shoot, but with a deadly fake, he sent his defender flying, drove inside, and assisted an easy bucket. On defense, Kobe turned into a monster again, smothering the Suns' shooters so they couldn't even touch the ball. When Phoenix finally grabbed a rebound and pushed a fast break, they had a perfect 3-on-2 opportunity. Chapman caught the ball and rose for the shot, but out of nowhere, a purple flash sliced in from the side. Kobe, anticipating the play, lunged at the shooter, clean steal. He destroyed a guaranteed fast break score. The crowd exploded. That one defensive play broke the Suns' spirit. Seconds later, Kobe fired a cross-court laser for a 3-pointer. Led balloon to 20. By the fourth quarter, the game was garbage time. The coach benched all the starters, except Kobe. He patted his shoulder, stay and run the offense with the bench. It was both trust and a test. Phoenix reserves pressed full court, playing rough. But Kobe was unshakable, calmly breaking traps with his dribble and vision. He didn't force shots. Instead, he attacked the paint, grabbed rebounds among big men, and even pinned one shot off the glass. Then he pushed the ball coast to coast, crossed his defender, and finished a layup. 10 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, just shy of a triple-double. The crowd stood, chanting his name, Kobe, Kobe, hoping to witness a rookie triple-double in his debut. But Kobe didn't chase stats. On the final possession, he dished again, his 11th assist. Rebounds froze at 8. The buzzer sounded, Lakers win by 24. Final line, 10 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, 0 turnovers, 100% shooting. He missed a triple-double by 2 rebounds, but delivered a nearly perfect team victory. After the game, reporters swarmed him. Kobe, you were just 2 rebounds away from a triple-double, any regrets? Kobe shook his head slightly. Not at all, he said calmly. We won, that's all that matters. Then he turned to the camera and dropped a line that rocked the nation. Tonight, the win is the best stat. The quote spread everywhere overnight. Mature, composed, team first. A monster rookie had officially arrived. Yet behind the scenes, the locker room atmosphere was tense. After such a big win, Josh had filled the air, but starting point guard Nick Van Exel had been completely outshone. Even Eddie Jones, once the core guard, felt his position threatened. An invisible pressure crept through the room. Kobe, freshly showered and dressed, sensed it immediately. He didn't return to his own seat. He walked straight to Van Exel. That third quarter cut, that was your call, Kobe said sincerely. Your experience was key. Van Exel froze. Then his awkward look eased into a faint smile. Next, Kobe approached Eddie Jones. Eddie, your off-ball movement is textbook. I've got to learn from you. Jones grinned, patting Kobe's shoulder. And your passes aren't bad either, rookie. Finally, Kobe turned to Shaq with a grin. Thanks for drawing all that attention from me, big fella. Shaq burst out laughing, totally delighted. In a few smooth moves, Kobe dissolved all the tension in the room. Teammates who'd felt a twinge of rivalry now relaxed completely. By humbling himself, acknowledging everyone's value, and protecting the veterans' pride, he restored harmony to the locker room. From across the room, the coach and GM exchanged a look of amazement. He's like a born leader, one muttered. But they didn't know, every move Kobe made was calculated. Defusing conflicts and maintaining team chemistry, that was the foundation for every championship he would chase. He glanced around at the smiling teammates, a faint smirk tugging at his lips. Step 1, completed. Perfectly, a week into the new NBA season, the spotlight belonged entirely to two phenomenal rookies. Every sports page in America was filled with stories about Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. As the fourth game of the regular season approached, the Philadelphia 76ers were preparing to visit the Great Western Forum in Los Angeles, home of the undefeated Lakers. The long-awaited head-to-head between East's Iverson and West's Kobe was finally upon them. Every major sports outlet went into overdrive with pre-game hype. The public conversation was completely divided. Philadelphia media roared. The answer is unstoppable. In just 2 games, he's averaging 28.3 points. He's coming to judge Los Angeles. But the Los Angeles media fired back with a killing blow. Data. Yes, Iverson scored more, but his team was 1-2. Kobe's scoring was lower, but his assists, rebounds, and steals were superior across the board. And most importantly, his team was undefeated at 3-0. LA's declaration was cold and ruthless. Kobe is a winner. AI is just a stat padder. The debate turned explosive. Experts clashed on national television. Supporters shouted, basketball is about scoring, AI is a nuclear weapon. He can destroy you in seconds. Critics sneered, ridiculous, Kobe's defense and efficiency, can AI even compare? Winning is what matters. Even Shaq joined in publicly. I know I's great, he said. But tell him to bring it on. We've got Kobe, we only play to win. The question of who was the true king of the '96 draft class had completely set the league on fire. Yet, at the eye of the storm, the two players couldn't have reacted more differently. Outside the 76ers hotel, reporters surrounded Iverson. He showed no expression, brushed off the questions, and only said 3 words. See you on court. His eyes burned with battle. He was determined to silence every critic with a performance for the ages, to prove who the real king of '96 was. Meanwhile, outside the Lakers' practice facility, Kobe appeared humble as ever. Victory matters most, he told reporters, it'll be a tough game. He spoke respectfully, but the fire in his eyes betrayed him. He knew this was the stage God had handed him. This was the night he would gather undeniable proof through victory. As night fell, crowds swarmed the arena. On the giant banners outside, 2 faces stared each other down, Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson. West Kobe versus East Iverson, first duel. An era-defining storm was about to begin. The arena was packed with a sea of people outside. On the enormous posters, 2 faces stared each other down, Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson. The first duel, West Kobe versus East Iverson. A storm that would define an era was about to begin. The game tipped off, and from the very first possession, it was clear, this wasn't just basketball, it was pride, talent, and destiny colliding. Iverson attacked first. He sprinted up the court, his body low like a predator stalking prey. 1 crossover. 2. Kobe stayed in front. A 3rd, sudden pull-up. Net. The crowd erupted. The answer had arrived. But Kobe didn't flinch. The next possession, he calmly called for the ball, faced Iverson, one-on-one, and hit a turnaround jumper so smooth it made the crowd gasp. Back and forth they went. Iverson's speed was electric, slicing through double teams like a blade through silk. Kobe's control was surgical, every pivot, every pass, calculated to perfection. By half-time, both players had lit up the scoreboard, Iverson with 18, Kobe with 14. But the difference lay in rhythm. Iverson's game was fire and chaos. Kobe's was precision and balance. In the second half, The intensity only grew. Iverson went full streetball mode, ankle-breaking crossovers, lightning drives, fearless mid-range pull-ups. He scored again and again, each bucket punctuated by roars from the crowd. Kobe responded with cold efficiency, a spin, a fadeaway, a baseline reverse dunk. He wasn't trying to match Iverson's flash. He was dismantling him with discipline. Midway through the fourth quarter, the game was tied. Iverson had 32 points, Kobe had 28. The arena trembled with noise as they faced each other again. Iverson called for an isolation at the top of the key. He hesitated, crossover left, crossover right, Kobe didn't bite. Iverson rose for the jumper, but Kobe, reading it perfectly, leapt and blocked it clean. The ball bounced off the glass straight into Shaq's hands. Kobe was already sprinting up court. Shaq held the ball forward, Kobe caught it in stride, exploded upward, and slammed it home with both hands. The crowd lost its mind. On the next possession, Iverson drove again, but this time, Kobe met him chest to chest and forced a miss. Lakers pushed the tempo, another assist, another score. The scoreboard flashed, Lakers 102, 96 ERS, 95. The final minute turned into a statement. Kobe controlled the pace, milked the clock, and delivered the dagger, a step-back jumper from the right elbow. Swish! The game was over. Final score, Lakers 106, 76 ERS, 98. Kobe finished with 32 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. Iverson had 37 points, but also 7 turnovers. The crowd stood in thunderous applause as the two met at half court. Iverson smirked, "Not bad, kid." Kobe nodded slightly, "See you next time." When reporters rushed in afterward, their questions were almost identical. Was this a rivalry? Kobe's answer was calm, almost cold. "No, it's just the beginning." The next morning, headlines across America screamed, "The Battle of '96 begins." Iverson's fire meets Kobe's ice. Different paths, same destiny. And from that night, on the legend Ophiast Iverson, West Kobe was no longer a media creation. It was real. It was history.